Alrighty, welcome to my last video for electromechanical systems. So it's going to be our ultrasonic RGB LED sensor, along with the buzzer, which right now I've disconnected because it's going to be too much noise. So let's try to break it down for you guys. So here we got our power source. Power source is coming from my laptop, which has the program running through it. We'll get to that in a bit. Okay, so we got two main cables that are powering this entire thing. We got our ground cable, which is this black cable, and we got our 5 volts, which is the red that goes into our positive and negative respectively. And also I got this blue cable connecting our ground to another ground to make sure that the other side of the circuit gets enough of ground source as well. Alrighty, so I'm gonna try to break everything down. So here we got these little cables. And more specific, number 1, number 2, and number 3 go corresponding with the ultrasonic sensor. Number 7 goes all the way to the buzzer, which is now disconnected. Number 10 through 12 actually does go with the LED, with our red, green, blue LED. And just to specify on the colors more specifically, red goes on the number 12, green goes on the 11, blue on the 10. And this circuit, this coding has specific values inside. So as you can see right here, you can kind of tell blue is going to be on 10, green is going to be on 11, red is going to be on 12, buzzer is on 7. And of course the 2 and 3 are part of the ultrasonic sensor. So now to connect all those sensors, we did use 10K or I believe 100K resistors, so you can make sure not to burn out this LED, since it is very, very potent and it can change colors depending on distance. We got this black cable connecting to ground to help power up the LED, and we got these white cables, these 2 white cables, to go to both the positive input and a ground input for the ultrasonic sensor. So the way this works is that a specific distance would mark and sound off the buzzer at a specific color. The way it works is colors red through green are going to be distances from 0 to 10, it's going to be red, and from 10 till halfway, which is going to be 25, it's going to be green. Colors in between red and green are according to the distance. So there's obviously going to be orange, there's going to be yellow, and there's going to be green in between. So right now, as you can see, since my hand is very close, it's showing up a red hue. But if I were to move it a little bit, it turns into yellow, a little bit of orange right there in between, yellow, a little bit of greenish blue, and then there, you might not see it on camera, but it is green in real life. So that's the halfway mark to the ending mark. And now what's fascinating is the later section of the code. The later section of the code goes from green all the way till blue. Blue, quite opposite from red, it's gonna go from the maximum distance, which is 50 inches, all the way to 100 inches, or until it doesn't detect, and it would be able to change color into blue only. So here's a little demonstration. It's gonna be the green. There we go. This is gonna be the halfway As you can see, my hand is a little bit far, and it's gonna continue changing color. That's a little bit of a lighter blue. This is a lighter blue, darker lighter blue, and if I go more further away, the more blue it becomes until a solid blue occurs and there is no object in the way. Here you can see the distance right now. It's reading over 100, way past the maximum, which is 50 inches, and it's marking blue completely. And again, if I were, you can even see it on the little reflection, if I were to change into green, it's gonna be the halfway mark. The range is from 21 to 25. Any other small light blue to dark blue changes, it's gonna be from that 29 digit to 50 digit. So right there, that's 40. It's a little bit lighter. And again, the darkest is gonna be way past 50. Now the opposite from that is gonna be our green. This is green. Opposite from that is gonna be our red colors, which is gonna be, of course, a little bit of a yellowish, orange, and then red completely. So again, the red is marking anything between 0 all the way till 10. So right now it's at 11. 11 will mark orange. Yellow is going to be marked by 12, from the 12 to 15 range. And of course, greenish is going to be marking from the 15 to the 20, or 20 to the 25. There's like a small difference between light green and dark green. Here in person and here in camera, it might seem a little bit more not as noticeable. But yes, that's gonna be it with the LED. Now, this might be a little bit hectic, but with this buzzer, it will actually do a little motion sensor, a sound sensor. It's gonna be marking sound at a specific distance. So right now, because it's in red, it's gonna be off. But as soon as I step away from it, as soon as I move away from it, oh, actually, you know what? I have it on the wrong. Make sure everything's plugged in right. But yes, technically, this buzzer is supposed to be sounding off right now. It was earlier until I took off this sensor piece. But typically, this sensor is supposed to be, oh, you know what? I know why. Ground to ground, remember that. Alrighty, so right now, because it's red, it's gonna be off, but as soon as I leave a little bit of it, it does make noise. As soon as I take off my hand completely, it will always make that noise. There's a certain distance that I'm not too sure. I would say it's between the past the 10s. So look, this is gonna be, it's all reading below 10. And as soon as I step away a little bit to the 10s is when the buzzer goes off. And what's surprising is that I'm not even moving my hand, I'm just opening a little bit. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and just unplug that sensor. But this is the ultrasonic / buzzer sensor for the Arduino project.